sugar. The sugar is
Mm-mm.
creating all type of problems inside your body. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
All the Go ahead.
yeah, when I found that out, I was like, hold on. This is the reason why you can go on these crash
Mm,
diets, or you can go on a
yeah.
fast. You'll
Mm,
find something in the fast to cheat the fast. Basically, you're
of
cheating the
course.
fast by supplementing your fix with something that
Mm,
creates sugar in your body. So now you just
yeah.
running off the sugar. You got
Bro.
no idea. You
Mm,
think just because you didn't have the Twinkie or you didn't have the Snicker that you're
yeah.
doing something fantastic, but you're replacing that sugar with a juice or
Exactly. Or soda, which
yogurt
has
or soda.
yeah.
And like that's a whole some of these things if you drink enough, it's the caloric equal to a whole
Mm,
meal.
yeah, exactly. Because you're not even focused. I mean, I was talking to my friend the other day, and he was telling me about the fact that he stopped drinking sodas, stopped eating pasta, stopped eating potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Because all those things, unless you're eating like plants, legumes, um, seeds, like broccoli and things like that in their natural form, and also eating meat and also vegetables, and not eating meat that has been like has all these prebiotics in it. You know what I'm saying? Things that you
Well,
make yourself. Those are the things that are going to boost your immune system. Those things are going to strengthen your body because they have. That's why when you go to other countries, they have smaller portions. So now, if I have something I think is going to be bad, I will have
mhm.
a smaller portion of it instead of a whole bunch of a portion. I'll have half of it. So that way, and then I'll have something good behind it because really, it's your food that's killing you. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's not anything else. When I start looking at people who are individuals who I talk to on the phone, I'm like, "What do you eat?" Oh man, I ate really well when I was younger, and I just kept up. That's why they're 99 years old. They're 96. They're 80 years old. They don't smoke. They don't drink. They don't drink soda, and they exercise and they get good rest. You know what I'm saying? Those are the
Yep.
simplest things you can do. And if you do all those things, you'll be fine. But you also have to be going to the doctor. You got to be checking
Yep.
your blood pressure, to be checking your glucose, to make sure your sugar levels are a certain way. And we're all addicted to sugar, bro. Like, I want some sugar right now. I want to get a cookie right now. I want to get some ice cream.
Bro,
I want it right now.
I went to Sprouts today, and if you don't know what
Uh huh.
Sprouts is like a health food place. It's like
I think it's like a Whole Food place.
it's
It's
like
like
a
a
Whole Food type. It's
cheaper
like Whole
version.
Food type. Like just it
Okay.
might be the same prices, right?
Okay.
So we go there. They got these vegan
Mm-hmm.
oatmeal cookies. Oh my
Oh. Ooh.
God! When I tell you,
Mm-mm.
if you think you would be like,
Mm.
ain't no way. I brought some to
Mm.
the fellas in Sincere. I brought them to.
Uh-huh.
I gave one to James. I gave one to Brian. I gave one to Juan, and it was like somebody lying. It's got to be
What?
something. If it ain't sugar, if it ain't
Mm.
no, if these vegan, somebody lied.
Uh-huh.
I was like,
That's
look,
what I'm
man,
saying, bro.
it's too tastes too good not to be. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I noticed that when I eat those type of snacks, my
Mm.
what I'm on is I'm on like a deep dive of this weight. Like I'm after
Mm.
like when I lose weight, I go after like a pound a day. I go
Okay.
after that. Like sometimes that's
Okay.
achievable, but
Mm.
when it doesn't work, it's because of
Mm.
something I ate.
Mm. Yeah, of
It's
course.
because of what's going in the engine that I
Correct.
can't get it out. There's just like
Correct.
too much going on. I got to process
Too
all of
much gunk.
this
Mm.
gunk. Like
Yeah.
you can eat natural, but if it's naturally got sugar in it,
True.
it's gonna hold you up.
Yeah.
It's gonna slow you down. You think you're doing a great job, but then you realize you plateaued.
Yeah.
You don't know where those secret calories are. You don't know
Mm.
where your body has like switched from burning your fat
Mm.
to burning the sugar that you're putting in your system.
Mm.
It takes that much more energy to burn that sugar. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, cool. We're running off of sugar
Mm.
right now. We're not running
Yeah.
off of what the lady said. We're running off of 83.
Yeah.
We're not
83 instead of 97.
instead of 90, 97. We running
Yeah.
off that economy fuel, man. We're
Yeah.
running off that
Exactly.
regular unleaded instead of running on
Regular
the super.
degular.
You know,
Yeah.
you gotta put the right stuff in there, man. So that's why I tell people, when you send me that video, man, from the lady, man, she was talking about like,
Uh,
look, you just gotta eat God's food, and I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
What's God's
it's a
food?
little while for her to get
I'm
to
still
it.
trying to figure out what God food is.
Anything natural, she says, all it has to be natural.
Yeah.
It has to be natural. Now, it has to be in this natural state: meat, vegetables, fruits. That's it.
Exactly. And she
Anything
says she
else
does.
is processed.
She says she does season her meat though. So
You can
interestingly enough.
seasoning is not seasoning is plants.
Yeah. That's true. Seasoning is plants
Seasoning
because
got
it's
nothing.
like really herbs.
Yeah, seasoning got nothing to do with anything being processed. It's just a
Mm,
herb or something else that's crunched up and put over
mm, yeah.
your meat. Basically, well,
Mm,
seasoning is really just to make it taste like what we really want to eat and what we really need to eat, which is vegetables.
correct. Exactly. Because all
It's
seasoning is vegetables
all
just crunched up
it's
and
to
dried
dress
up.
it's to dress it up because we're not carnivores,
Mm,
um, and we're not meant to be strictly carnivores.
mm,
Because we're not in that state, because we're in this great in between,
mm.
we don't eat meat straight off the animal. You,
Exactly. It'll be
you don't.
crazy.
You don't.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
take it to some
Yeah.
type of level. Your body isn't made to eat it like that.
It's
Like
not
you're
made
not.
to break it
It's
down.
not going to
Exactly.
digest. It's not going to break that down and break. First of all, you're not going to be able to break it down with your teeth.
True.
With the
Exactly.
set
Because
of
you're
teeth
not
God
built for
gave
that.
you, you are not going to be able to break that down. That's not. It's not
Mm,
meant for you to do.
yeah.
There's certain animals that just have that built in them.
Correct.
Um,
Like
and
lions, tigers.
lions, tigers,
They're natural carnivores.
hawks and birds and blah blah
Mm,
blah. You know,
mm.
dogs, this that, and the other. People
Dogs.
with
Yeah.
those large canines and those fangs and teeth to actually rip
Mm,
into flesh. Um,
yeah.
so we aren't really meant to eat it like that.
Mm,
But so that means that we have to alter it to some degree. Now, once
yeah.
you start altering things after they've been altered, it's like,
Yeah.
come on, your body's
And
like,
you're,
"Geez,
yeah, exactly.
you're confusing me. What are we eating?" That's also
What do
a
we
big
eat?
tip. It's
Mm.
also a big tip. Get your body used to eating the same thing.
Bro, that's a hard thing to do. That's the thing. Eating the
You
same thing, in and out.
you gotta do the
That is
boring.
very tough.
You gotta
The
do
boring
the
stuff
boring
actually
thing to
helps
get
you.
where you're going.
Yes.
Get
Yes.
where you're going, and then you can spice it up. But we don't want to
Yeah.
wait long enough. We don't want to be
Mm.
bored enough. It's like you said with the
Yes.
vegetables, with the playing the bass guitar. It's like, man, these are your
Yeah.
vegetables. No, being able to
Yeah.
press a note and know what note it is, and then going to the next note in the scale, then going and calling out the notes as you go along, and
It's
knowing
like
all the notes
torture.
are in the fretboard. It's torture. But
Yeah. But it's
you
vegetables.
didn't get here in one day.
Exactly.
So it's gonna take you a journey to get back the other way.
Exactly. And it's weird you should say that because I always tell my students it's vegetables because vegetables are things that are good for you. They're not always the things that the most tasty at the time, but I guess you could get used to. I'm getting used to salads now,
Right.
But and I'm trying to, but I'm seeing. It's like I'll give you an example. Like I saw when I was talking, I was listening to The Rock. And they're talking about his regimen. He eats the same thing every day,
He
like
does the boring
chicken and salad. Like he said he doesn't eat food for enjoyment. He eats
nope.
food only for fuel. So it doesn't matter to him. He just gets because the more I start eating food for fuel, I have more energy, I look better, and I feel better.
Talk
And you
about
know what I'm
it.
saying? And so it's not about like, oh,
Simplify.
I mean, I do feel good when I'm eating some sugary or delicious snack or whatever. I feel good eating it, but it doesn't affect. it affects my body in the most negative way. Because
It
then I'm
doesn't serve
tired.
you.
It doesn't
Yep.
serve me. It's not prepared for me. It's something I like, but it could only be because I've been taught to like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've been
Yeah. That,
integrated that we should like this, and then your mind is like, well, they're putting on the commercials a juicy hamburger
right.
with cheese and fries and all this stuff, and it should be so amazing. And that food is garbage for your body. That
Complete
shouldn't be something complete garbage. McDonald's, all this stuff, this junk food is
trash, trash.
garbage. It's
But it's
trash.
all
Mm,
to to treat us like the animals that we have. It's just a treat, and
yeah,
we started making treats the main
yeah.
meals.
The main meal,
Like
because it never used to be like
McDonald's
that.
back in the day was a treat.
It was a
Like,
treat.
oh, you
Yeah,
go eat the
exactly.
junk food as a treat. Hot dogs and
Yeah,
hamburgers were treats.
treats. Exactly.
Um, remember when chicken fingers were only available for the kids menu?
Exactly. Only.
They were only on the kids menu, bro.
Yeah.
Pizza used to only be on the kids menu part.
Mm.
Now we got whole stores made up of sides. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
They're just made up of
And
sides, mac and cheese.
mac and cheese, peach cobbler. They got a peach cobbler store. They
What?
got a
Yo.
ham store. I'm like, yo,
Yeah. Yeah.
we have the freedom to do what we want, but at the same
Correct.
time, we're also being treated like we're getting a
Indoctrinated
treat as a pet. Like
as a pet.
we're gonna
Exactly.
throw
Like
you
an
this, we're
animal.
gonna throw you that like an animal. Like we're gonna treat you to
Yeah.
this. Here, treat yourself. Go
Mm.
get this and go
Yeah.
get that.
Mm.
Like I was saying before, we don't want to do the boring thing. We
Because we're
think we have
addicted to food, bro.
man. We're addicted to. I believe it's just the sugar.
It's the sugar.
And
The sugar is the drug, man.
yep. Here's the reason I say that because
Mm.
I've had a whole meal,
Uh-huh.
meat, vegetables,
Mm.
and then was hungry for something after that.
Of course. That's how
Now,
I feel like when I eat salad.
if I had a whole plate
Mm.
of that same size in M&Ms, I would
Uh-huh.
be sick and full.
Of course. Of course. Sick and full.
But I wouldn't be able to eat for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But that's the turnaround of it. Is that
Mm.
the other night I realized like yeah, I probably just need a little more protein to
Uh-huh.
knock off this feeling, but this
Yeah.
feeling might just be it's
Mm-hmm.
two things. It's either one or
Mm-hmm.
two things. Boredom
Mm-hmm.
or
Yes, keep it
because
bored.
I'm not receiving
Emotional.
the treat that they're trying
Yeah.
to get me. I'm not getting the
It's
treat, so I'm
true.
bored. Or
Yeah.
my body is like, you need more sugar because we need that sugar that you promised. Like your
Correct.
insides are like, hold on.
Craving for it.
You got you got a second brain, bro, down here in this intestine.
I know. Yeah.
And it's like it's talking to the top one, like, yo, feed what's going on. You
Feed
don't
me.
understand it. Like once you get those type of parasites in your body, those
Yeah.
parasites talk and communicate to your brain, like, yo, it's time to eat.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
isn't a
exactly.
natural time to eat, especially after you ate sugar like
Mm.
an hour before and you're hungry again.
Mm. Yeah.
You're trying to figure out why you're hungry again. You're not
Yeah.
hungry. It's two things. Two
Mm.
things why you keep going to the refrigerator. You're bored,
Mm-hmm. True.
or the sugar in your intestine is asking for more sugar.
Mm.
When I say
It's asking
bored,
for something.
it's
Mm.
asking for something. When I say bored, that means you haven't received your regular dopamine shot yet.
Mm.
Your body's
Yes, your
like,
drug.
I need you to lift me up. You haven't
Yeah.
received your drug today. That's what bored means. Your body's like,
Yeah.
hold on. We
Mm.
need this shot of dopamine.
We
We
need the
need to be
shot.
happy at all
Yeah.
times. There's no time where you can just mellow out. No,
You can't do
have to
it.
be
No.
happy all the time.
Yeah.
And at the second time, you're like, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not that,
Mm-hmm.
your body's just talking to you. That
Yeah,
you are being you're going through withdrawal, and
you're
we
going
just
through
don't
a
call
draw.
it that.
Yeah,
We don't want
you
to
don't
call
call
it.
it that,
We don't want to call it that. It would be too
and we
severe because there's so much food out here.
exactly, and not only that, we're in a state where we're always feeding. I was thinking about one of the sins. One of the seven deadly sins is gluttony, right?
Yep.
We're only in a country where that's possible, where you
Woo.
are able to be gluttonous. You're able to sin through food.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And so we don't think that we're sinning when we're eating, but you are, because you're eating to a point where your stomach doesn't even need. You're already. I mean, it's almost like we think we don't think about the fact that we're in America and you go to other countries like Africa and they're willing to take this amount of food and they're going to be full, and that's all they're going to get for the rest of the day. And you're going to eat when you don't need to eat. You're
Right.
eating food when you're eating out of emotions, or you're eating out of your boredom, or you're eating
Right.
because I just want to find something different to do. And it
Mm.
has nothing to do with what's going on in your body, because those things that you're doing are not is really gluttonous, because you're just eating just to eat, because you can eat. And this country makes it to the point where you can be gluttonous and be committing sin and just doing that. The Bible talks about any sexual sin is sin committed against your own body. But anything that's sin is can be committed against your own body too. You could be eating and be gluttonous, and that eating is a sin against your body, because you put your body in a position for death, because you put death
Mm.
in your body, because
Right.
now your body's responding to something that's creating death in it, because you created sin by being more gluttonous. And sin, the Bible talks about sin, it has certain stages, and it leads
Mm.
eventually to death. So it grows at a certain point, and it eventually leads to, the Bible says, there's a way that seemeth right unto man, seemeth right
Right.
unto man, but therein lies the way of death. So we think eating is at every time, at all times, is right. We don't think about fasting. We don't think about trying to get these parasites out of our body that's making
Mm.
us be hungry, or having hunger pangs for things that we don't need. You tend to be more clear when you are focusing and focused when you're fasting, because now people, why do people fast? People all around the world do it because it creates spiritual clarity. It helps your body get detoxins, or detoxifies your body. So there's a reason why people do that, but people don't do that today, because we're in a society that makes gluttony, which is eating to overflowing, a natural thing, which is a sin actually. But we don't want to say it's sin, and we don't want to say we're addicted to it. We don't want to say we're addicted to sugar and addicted to all eating all this stuff when we don't even need that stuff. Like having extra stuff you don't even need, and
Right.
it's a poor manifestation, or poor distribution of your resources. Like it's almost like money. Same thing. You're spending your money on all this stuff that you don't even need, and you had it in your house piling up. It's the same thing. You're eating all this stuff, piling up in your body, and your intestines clogging it up. And then when you have issues, now it's a problem, because you got all this junk here,
Yeah,
got
this
all this
junk.
junk inside here, and now you can't function properly, because you can't even get through your house because you got too much stuff. You know what I'm saying? You
Man,
can't get in. You can't get the energy to clean that stuff because you got too much stuff.
you
So
got
what's
so
going on inside is also reflected on the outside, bro.
right. Yeah, man. That's also another reason why I decided to take on this journey, man, and keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Is because
Mm-hmm.
I always knew that what was going on outside of me was happening on the inside of me. It just always was an instinct of it, and
Yeah.
I just kind of like gravitated to it. So when I see my area in a mess, when I see
Yeah.
what's going on in the mess, I'm like, hold on, like,
Mm.
um, could this be a reflection of what's going on in my brain? And and sometimes you
Correct.
have to, sin, for those people who don't know, is to be without God, or to be
Correct.
away from
Separated
God,
from God.
have a difference from
Mm.
God.
Yeah.
Um, And if you're always feeding yourself, feeding your flesh,
Mm.
if you're
Feeding your
always feeding
flesh
this
all the
flesh,
time. Yeah, bro.
always feeding this
That's
flesh,
one.
you have decided to be you've decided to be without God for a little while. You
Exactly.
say,
Because you're not
look, I
feeding your
don't need
spirit.
you're not because you're not asking your spirit man to talk to God. You're
Yeah.
just feeding your flesh.
Yeah.
Eat just for real. Like in anything, you're just
Yeah.
feeding your any sin. It's any sin you're feeding your flesh. So
Mm.
I always equated all of this stuff to just greed. I couldn't
Yeah.
even
It's
say,
greed.
oh, I'm hungry or blah blah blah.
Hmm.
This is greed. This is gluttony.
This is greed. It's
This is
gluttony. It's sin.
just doing what I want to do to feed this body. Because this body is
Correct.
talking. That's exactly what I was talking about when I said it's either you're bored and your
Hmm.
body's talking to you. Your second brain is talking to your first brain and telling you, look,
Hmm.
hey, we need that shot down here. Like shoot me the cookies, shoot me
Exactly.
the food, and for some of us healthy
Hmm.
people,
Hmm.
shoot me the breads, shoot me
Hmm.
the yogurt that got the extra sugar in it. Just because we
True.
think it's just you think just it's healthy because it's yogurt. Some of this health food stuff is just the worst in the world for you. And some of us just don't know. Even watching that video that you sent me, the lady was like,
Hmm.
there's fruits that you just don't touch while you're coming off of being addicted
Exactly.
to
To
sugar.
sugar.
She was
Like
like
oranges,
mangoes,
oranges,
bananas. I don't think
bananas,
she
grapes.
didn't mention oranges. Oranges,
Mm, sugar.
mangoes, grapes,
Hmm.
um,
Watermelon. Watermelon.
watermelon, and one more. But I can't name it. But it isn't some.
Mm.
It's not something that you
And
don't
bananas
usually
too.
buy. Right.
Yeah.
It's all these stuff that I think I'm gonna just say black people usually buy. You know,
Yeah.
or the
They
fruits that
do
we
eat a
use.
lot of bananas, a lot of watermelon.
Bananas is big because they didn't told us, bananas lower your raise your potassium and blah blah blah. But it's got so
Yeah.
much sugar in it that it'll take you out.
Yeah.
People don't know
Banana
that too.
pudding. Banana pudding. We
You
use a
got
lot of bananas in our culture.
watermelon. We've been stuck on that watermelon trying to make it healthy for us,
Exactly.
but it's one of the fruits that have the most sugar in it. Like all of the
Wow.
ones that we eat, mostly the ones that we just buy
Mm-hmm.
every time that we go to the store, are the ones
Mm-hmm.
with the most sugar in it. We know it's the most
Yeah.
sugar. Oh, and pineapples. Pineapples was the last.
Pineapples. Yeah. Pineapples. Yeah. Yeah. Pineapples has a
Pineapples
ton of
is the
sugar.
last one. And they all got enough sugar to raise the sugar in your body to a level
Mhm.
where it's unhealthy.
So name
Because
them again one more time. Name them one more
okay,
time
so
for the
we're going
audience.
bananas,
Hmm.
mangoes,
Bananas, mangoes,
pineapples,
hmm
watermelon,
and
and
grapes.
grapes.
Hmm.
Those are our five that we if you're
And I love me some
we
grapes.
just gotta say it, man. Sometimes we just don't understand that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna sound crazy that we are
Mm.
addicted to this sugar thing.
We're addicted. We got to get off this sugar
And
stuff right
you
now.
don't let people, I'm gonna say it like the lady said, you don't
Mm.
let a crack addict keep doing crack in rehab. You don't just you don't just give them a little bit every now and
Yeah.
then and then let them come off
Yeah.
of it. It does
Yeah. Yeah.
who does that?
Exactly. You get off of it.
Nobody who's what would I say? What would I say? Nobody's
You talk about
repenting,
him.
just sins
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit
At a
until
time.
they don't
Yeah.
sin no more. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
it's like
And then jumping
either
into the
turn
sin
around
box.
or you either turn around or you don't turn around. It's one of the two.
Exactly. Because to
Um,
repent means to turn from. It means to
right?
do a 360. So it
No,
means 360.
no 360s.
It's not 360. What is it? 180?
I'm gonna revamp that. No
Okay.
360s. The 360s bring you back around to the same spot.
Back to where you're at. It's 180, right? So you're
180.
opposite on the other side. It's a 180.
People think once 360 is it. I'm like, no, 360 ain't it. You going right back to the same thing. But we got
Exactly.
a 180 that thing, man. We got to turn
So you
away.
turn it up opposite way. You're going
Right?
the opposite way. So
Opposite.
180 is so I don't know why people have always been just saying that. You should take a 360. No, it's a 180.
Oh, you need a 180. You need to turn around and walk the other way. Because
Exactly.
like I believe, I believe now that they're putting, they're
Mm-hmm.
putting out some more stuff, and the next
Uh-huh.
thing is, of course, is that sugar is the fault for all of this.
Yeah.
Sugar is the fault for all of this. Back in the '80s,
Mhm.
it was cholesterol or fat, and then the
Correct.
'90s
Now
we
we know
started
there's
doing
good.
fat-free stuff. But
Yeah.
then when they took out the fats, they didn't
Mm.
know that it was taking out the
The
part
good
that
fat.
actually feeds your
The,
brain. They took out
exactly
the
the good
salt.
fat that you need. Yeah.
They said no salt. Salt
Mm.
has minerals in it that
Yeah.
help your body out. Now you done took that off your
Yeah.
plate. You took the fats and the salt. Now your
Yeah.
brain's starving because your brain feeds off healthy fats.
Mm.
And you got to be careful because some of us we're getting these older ages and we start taking these medicines,
Mm.
statin, and you
Statins.
start taking these
Statins.
medicines, and what happens is they make you, they make you not. Let's say your blood pressure does get right,
Mm.
but in order to do that, it dries out certain things in your body.
Mm.
Start to become dehydrated. Your brain will lose its fat that it's got going on because it stripped your
Mm.
body of all of that stuff to fix one problem, but it's making another problem at the
Another
same
problem
time.
at the same time.
Like it's
Exactly.
not balancing itself out.
And that's the worst part about it. I was talking to some one of these clients that I have who have 20 medications. I'm like, why is there no studies to find out what effect this drug has on this drug when this drug causes this other problem? It's supposed to fix this problem, but this problem might be fixed, but then this one causes another problem.
See, the problem is that they know we think that there's a
Mm,
solution for every problem and that it'll
yeah.
work for every person.
Mm, yeah. It won't.
But we're all, once again, just like in the word, we're
Mm,
all uniquely made. There are things
mm,
that's going to work for you that might not work for
true.
me.
And we're all
There's
different blood types
medicines
too.
that will fix one thing.
Yeah.
There's medicines that will fix one thing, but then
Mm,
turn something else on.
mm,
So you
makes
got to
sense.
be careful. And the doctors are like, okay, cool. We studied this. This does this and this
Mm,
does that. That's cool. But at the same time, even the medicines, even the supplements
supplements,
are
yeah.
being made by people that don't that like 80. I believe it's like 80% of the supplement industry is trash.
Hmm. Of course, it has to
They
be.
just
It has
they
to be
just
trash because
added
if it was going to
stuff.
fix anything, it would have fixed it, right?
And then even the little bit of stuff that is good sometimes
Hmm.
just isn't soluble by your body.
And it
Sometimes your
cannot be
body will not
processed.
be
Yes.
it can't be processed or put or
Hmm.
used for what you think is going to be used for. They can put the label on it all they want,
Hmm.
but your body still has to accept it and use it. The only way you know that
Mm.
it's being used is if you have like this miraculously full recovery from it. But you
Mm.
probably won't because you're gonna walk outside and see a McDonald's and eat the
Mm.
cheeseburger and the
Yeah.
fries and the drink and have triple the sugar
Yeah.
for lunch. So
Correct.
it's a big huge mess, and
Mm.
I feel like to our audience, I want to say you want to go the other way when you see a crowd all going this way.
True.
You want to go that
They
way.
go in the Chick-fil-A way because you ever see the Chick-fil-A line?
Oh
That
my!
line is huge, bro.
Chick-fil-A has an effect on me. I can't. I don't even mess with Chick-fil-A no more.
That Chick-fil-A line is huge and it's
I
fried food.
I
It's
had
not
one
good food.
sandwich one day, and it
Mm.
was like it was like it was like somebody touched my brain with a pin as I was
What?
eating a sandwich,
Oh my gosh.
and it's not like it hurt, but it was
Hmm.
something that I became aware of as I
Hmm.
ate a second sandwich, not
Uh-huh.
that same day, but like months later or something like that, because I had got off of it because I was like, oh, this made me feel weird. So I
Hmm.
had another sandwich again, and I had that
Hmm.
same feeling in the same place, and I was just like, I'm not eating here anymore. The service is cool. It
Mm.
barely tastes. It barely tastes all that great. Like
Okay.
to me now, all my fast food places aren't tasting that great. You're more likely going to that place because it's a staple for you, or because it's a
Mm-hmm.
comfort place to go, or it's the
Mm-hmm.
quickest place to get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
There's other food that tastes better, way
Mm-hmm.
better, and we're going after
Mm-hmm.
like the small stuff. Like there's literally probably almost no taste to a McDonald's set of nuggets. It's
No.
really quite nasty, but they
It
sell
yeah.
40 at a time. You
Yeah,
feel me?
because you know why you dip it in something else to give you the taste.
There we
It's
go.
genius.
So already it's already I thank God for blessing me with the taste buds that I have and the thought process I had at least when I was small, because
Mm-hmm.
I would I would want something to taste good by itself.
Oh, I got you.
I
Without any
had a
additives to
thing.
it.
Yes, I had a thing where I was like, if it don't taste good as itself,
Mm-hmm.
why am I adding sauce to it to choke it down?
Choke it down or try to drown it in something else
You
to
gotta
make
drown
it
it in a
pure.
sauce to eat it. I'm like, it don't taste good then. Stop
Exactly.
playing
Then
with
it's not good
stop,
for you.
stop playing yourself, man. I'm taking
Yeah.
the quarters back. Stop playing yourself. It don't taste
Yeah.
that, like for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. For real. That's real deal, Holyfield, bro. That makes
It
a
really
whole sense because
some stuff just don't, bro. And you just be like, oh, I'm just gonna eat it and just keep eating. Like, huh?
exactly. And you don't even like we talked about, you don't even think about the fact of you not even accepting truth in the
Nope.
fact of what you're putting into your body. Like you're
Nope.
not you're like you're literally in denial about what you are putting in your body to feed your body because of either laziness or not willing to make because like even me making the decision to be like, okay, I'm not gonna go here and waste this money and just get something that's pre-made that's probably okay but not great for my body instead of
Mm-hmm.
specifically going somewhere and be like, no, I'm gonna be disciplined. I'm gonna get something that's good for my body that's
Right.
specifically built good for my body. Now it's going to cost me a little bit more, but I'm going to be able to have more over time. But I'm not sinning against myself because I'm not doing the quick and fast thing. Like it's almost like anything you do quick and fast that is not good for you
Nah.
because anything that's worth doing has work involved, whether
Yep.
it's a marriage, whether it's being a musician, whether it's being a salesperson, where you have to invest time and effort. And a lot of us, we've been put on this track that we don't want to invest time and effort into the things that we have to eat. One of my daughter's biggest complaints is that I don't want to have to think about what I have to eat today. And I understand that because that is a work unto itself. That's
Woo.
something you got to think about. That's something you got to process. Now, you got to process, not only you got to process mentally, you got to put that, whatever you processed, into your body. And hopefully, it will feed the parasite that's in you that has a need for you to be able to feel fed and full so you don't have to go back and get something else. Because after you eat it for an hour, now you're hungry for something else.
But see,
You know what I mean?
that's my key to doing the boring thing is that
Mm,
I don't want the mental overload of having to
mm,
think about what I'm going to go
yeah.
eat. So
Mm-hmm,
I personally will go buy the chicken.
mm-hmm,
I'll go
yeah.
buy the broccoli. I'll go buy
Mm-hmm,
the hamburger meat, the sirloin, whatever it is. Cook it
yeah.
on one day. Cook for 3 days, cook for another 3 days. So that I don't
Mm,
have to think about what I'm going to eat. And when you have
mm,
that on autopilot, when we start creating, this gets into our other styles of podcasting. But when you got
yeah.
those type of systems going,
Mm,
you lessen the risk of you going out and messing up what you're
mm,
putting in your body. If you
correct.
got something already made, you've lowered the
Mm,
chances of you slowing yourself down on your weight loss
mm,
journey or wherever journey you're on. Because
mm,
when you're not prepared, it says when you're not prepared, if you got no vision,
Mm.
if you got no plan, if you didn't write it down and make it plain, that's my
Mm.
writing down and making it plain is going to go get the pack of
Yeah.
chicken, cooking all of it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Correct.
Maybe throwing a little sauce and a little seasoning on it, but it's
Mm.
not. But it's not dipped in seasoning or dipped in
Mm.
sauce or deep fried from somebody
Mm.
else who you don't
Yeah.
even know where they got the stuff from. You know what I'm
Exactly. You
saying?
don't even know where it came from.
You don't know what oil they cooked it in, what's in the sauce. You don't know how many
Mm.
calories in each ounce of that sauce just to make you
True.
happy when you go
Yeah.
outside. And it's all in the effort to make you happy. It's all
It
in the
is all
effort
to make you happy.
to keep you right here,
Yeah.
level. It's all in the
And
effort
now you
just
can't
right
think.
there. Nope. You can't
Exactly.
think for yourself
And now
because
you
you
can't think properly.
mm-mm. I
And now
feel
you
like
can't think properly. Mm.
mhm.
Go ahead. You could talk.
Yeah, man. I was like, yo, I'm a big advocate for just cooking all of it
Mm-hmm.
on one
Mm-hmm.
day and eating it
Mm-hmm.
for the next 3 4 days. And stop
Yeah.
so you don't have to think it's the mental
It's a mental
for me.
action.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like, okay, if I have to go out and if I have to think about what I want to eat, I'm going to go to the
Mm-hmm.
nearest place to make the nearest food
Mm-hmm.
because I'm already on high alert because now I know I'm hungry. I didn't decide to eat because I wasn't hungry. I decided to eat
Mm-hmm.
because my brain is my first brain and my second brain are thinking, and they're like, hold
Mm-hmm.
on, you need to find something right now.
Yeah.
Like you don't have time to go cook
Mm-hmm.
it. There are very few people who have the fortitude to get hungry and then decide,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna go to the store find something to cook,
Mm.
take it home,
Correct.
clean it, cook
Mm.
it,
Yeah.
all
Mm-hmm.
while being hungry, and then
Mm.
make something and
No,
eat it.
because it's
A lot of people
laziness.
don't do that no more. It is,
No, they're
yeah,
not doing because we've
it
made
is.
society for us to be lazy, to be
Mm-hmm.
gluttonous.
Yep.
Because we don't want to do that. And that's the healthy way to do it now.
Yep.
That's the better way
At
because
least make
you're
at least cook
investing.
it yourself.
Exactly. At least cook it yourself so you know what you're putting in your body. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you
At
have
least
response.
you
Because
know
really,
that
what it
much.
is exactly, you know what it really is comes down to? It's really
Mm-hmm.
taking responsibility for your
Mm.
own actions.
Yes,
It
sir.
really has nothing to do with food. Food is just whatever the food is, the byproduct of whatever your decisions they're making that are either good. That's why you notice like certain people who are like financially in a certain place, they also financially and physically fit too when they
Mm.
have certain things. Sometimes, not all the times, but a lot of people who end up being in a good financial aspect and make really good decisions start working on their body next because they
Mm.
they want to be responsible in every aspect of their life, not just one aspect. And you tend to make more responsible decisions. You tend to make better decisions because they're more thought out, and that means being thinking out, thought out about your health instead of being like, you know what, I don't really have time to do this. I just want to eat something right now, and I want to feed my flesh right now, and I just want to get this done so I don't have to think about it, but I'm not actually thinking about the right thing because I'm putting in something in my body that I'm going to pay for later on because I chose not to put any thought into it. So now I haven't put thought into what I put in my body. Now my body is going to reject it and cause problems for my life because I didn't put any thought or responsibility into my action for feeding myself.
Man, it's like
Bro.
this life can be, well, at least this U.S. life, man, because there's
Yeah,
other
this
places
US like,
where
bro,
this
other
ain't even
countries don't do this.
this
This is
some
not a
places
problem for
this
them.
is not an option.
Yeah,
Now, would it be a
exactly.
problem for them if they came over here? Probably,
For
because
sure.
it's a very addictive lifestyle. It's very
Mm,
easy to get into. You know, you'd have to be very secure in yourself, very
mm,
secure in what you eat and what you got going on to not be, let's say, for lack of a better word, turned out by the American
turned
diet
out.
and what's going on
Exactly.
because it's all around you. Like you go down the street, there's a fast food place. You go down here, there's a fast food place.
Correct.
The corner store is
Yeah.
selling everything with sugar in it. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing there that's really healthy for you at all. You think it is
Mhm.
because it's something that your mom ate or
Mhm.
your grandma
Generational curse.
ate,
Yeah.
generational people ate it.
Generational cooking
And that,
curses.
yeah, and that was the better choice back then. You know what
It
I'm saying?
was.
But it
And it
was the
probably
better
wasn't
choice
as
because it had better ingredients.
ingredients,
They
exactly. And it
weren't
was made
supplementing.
homemade.
They weren't supplementing these
Exactly.
ingredients for other things back then. Now we don't know
Yeah,
what's in what, and you gotta
exactly.
you have to inspect your food like you really care about yourself. You have to
Yeah,
look at
exactly.
you have to lose that gluttonous spirit and actually look at the back of that bottle or that thing and know what's in the food and know what you're putting in your body,
Bro.
or you just letting anybody run you around, man. And
Bro,
it's
I just I just thought about, sorry to cut you off. You just said
yeah.
something that's really, really clear and poignant. You said you got to do something where you put it in your body as if you care about yourself. I just
Mm-hmm.
thought about that. Bro, you don't really love yourself if you're not trying to put stuff inside of yourself you can
If
keep
you
living, right?
if you don't look at what you eating, if you
Yeah.
don't inspect
Yeah.
if you don't inspect what you're digesting, and
Mm,
now we got into a whole nother conversation. Know what digestion means to
bro.
me. That's eyes,
Yeah.
ears, food,
True. Yes. That's a whole
what you
nother
putting
world.
what you putting on your skin. If you don't
Mm,
know what's in the look, hey guys, I can go for days with this health thing. If you
yeah.
don't know what you're putting on your skin,
Topically. Yes.
which is your largest organ, which
In your
absorbs
body.
stuff into your body. You don't know what you're putting on your
Instantly.
skin
Yeah.
when you take your bath, or when you
Yeah.
wash your hands, or when you
Mm,
put on the lotion. If you don't know what's in that stuff, or you don't know what's
mm,
in Vaseline, you don't know what Vaseline is made of, and you're
yeah.
rubbing yourself down with it. You
You
don't
put
know
it
that
on your
it
lips.
that's into your
Comes
body.
comes from the sea.
It
It's
comes
jelly,
that's left over.
fat.
No, that's leftover. It's not even leftover fat, bro. It's worse than that.
Really?
It's leftover petroleum jelly.
What?
It's left. It's the stuff left over when they make gas.
Oh gosh.
It's leftover stuff from oil, from
Wow.
crude oil. It's the byproduct of them making something else
Mm,
is what
wow.
they're selling us,
To
which is
put
the
on
same
our
thing they
bodies.
do. Which is the same thing they do with. Let's get to those health people. Which is the same
Uh-huh.
thing they do with whey, with the protein, with the whey
Whey
protein.
protein. Uh-huh.
Protein, that whey protein is skimmed from the top of milk.
Oh
That's the
wow.
skim off the top.
Okay.
It's the byproduct. It's not the stuff that you actually.
True. Yeah. It's the
It's not.
byproduct of it.
It's a byproduct of making something else. They had to do something with it, so they
They
sold
had
it
to
to
do
us.
something so they start selling it to
They
us
sell it to
for
you as protein, as something good for our bodies.
wow.
Now, does it help? Yes. Is
Mm,
it supposed to do what it does to your body? Probably not. Um, and
mm,
is it not? And can you count on all of it to be pure? No.
mm. Probably not.
I just saw something today.
Mm.
Here we go. We're going down a tangent. We're going down this rabbit hole.
Going down the rabbit hole.
They
Let's dive
say
into it.
grass-fed beef.
Uh-huh.
You think it's all the grass-fed beef is safe. It's not.
Uh-huh.
What
Well, it
they're
could never be.
doing, it can never be.
Yeah.
Even regular beef is something else. But when they say grass-fed, that's
Uh-huh.
the new. I call it the new protein because
Exactly.
everything's got extra protein in it now. Even the beans got extra protein.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like the cereal has extra protein on the box. I'm like, yo, this is wow. This is if there
Yeah.
was ever an attempt to get us to eat more of this stuff, it'd be this.
Yeah.
So so what's what I'm talking about? I wasn't talking about protein. I was talking about
You talk about grass
grass
fed
fed beef. Now that's the
beef.
new thing. That's the new thing for the beef.
Mm,
It's going to say grass
mm,
fed, but
mm,
unless it says 100%
mm,
grass fed, it's going to
mm.
be an animal that had about. Hold on, I got to change the screen a little bit. It's going to be an animal that had a cow that had about this much space to live in its entire life,
Really?
so that it could be fed
Mm.
um, cornmeal, basically,
Uh-huh. Mhm.
like the leftover stuff from the corn.
Okay.
Not
Wow.
even corn, not even the
Mhm.
main product. The
Mm.
byproduct of corn is what they're
Wow.
feeding. Is what they're feeding the cow,
Makes you
and
want to eat nothing, bro.
they put them in a space this big so that it
Mm.
would just eat that
Wow.
next to other cows almost that big, and they just make them fat in one area, and they
Mm.
make them that one thing until they get fattened up.
Mm.
So the nearest thing to getting the best one of them is to get something that says 100%, because if it just
Mm.
says grass fed, there's a whole category of who could be
Mm.
doing the right thing and what company could not be doing the right thing under the
Correct.
labels. So we got
Wow.
to watch labels, man. We got to watch. Just because something says it has extra protein in it doesn't mean it's good for
Mm.
you. Um,
Yeah.
just like the fruits that we mentioned earlier today. Just
Mm.
because they're up there and they're fruits doesn't mean that they have the best effect on your body. That's once
True.
again bananas. I hate saying
Bananas.
I
I
hate
know.
saying because it's all
I
I
love
eat.
bananas, bro. I love
Bananas,
bananas.
pineapples are something
Mm.
I stay with. It's a staple.
Mm.
Oh my god, watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I get my hand on a mango, it's over.
And then
Mangoes
grapes.
are good, and grapes. It's
Sugar
just
content up the wazoo.
boom,
Grapes are
sugar
my
bomb,
favorite, bro.
sugar bomb.
Grapes are my favorite. Let me tell you one thing that people don't understand. Like, I love grapes and I love bananas, but people don't understand that bananas are a they actually have a lot of potassium in them, and
Yeah,
too much potassium can also lower your blood pressure. Also stimulates your body too, and your circulation for men, right? In the
yeah.
bedroom. But it also, too much potassium can affect your heart and actually mess your heart up. So you can't eat too much bananas because of that too. But it's super high in sugar. Um, Pineapples, man, I don't know what, it's very acidic. There's a lot of acidity in
Yeah.
pineapples. You know what I'm saying? Our body can only take so much acidic levels in our body. Grapes taste amazing, super
Oh,
amount of sugar. Super
woo.
amount of sugar.
So
Mangoes, same thing. Sugar.
sugar.
You know? Sugar.
These are the fruits with the most sugar content in them. There are other
Yeah.
fruits to eat. Okay.
Yes.
Let's not, some of us will be like, that's all I eat. And I'll never find nothing else again. You could eat berries.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah. You can
oranges,
get
apples,
raspberries,
raspberries, all the
blueberries,
berries. All the berries are low
apricots.
on the sugar scale. Are lower than the other
And
fruits I'm talking about.
yeah. And also berries and raspberries and blueberries, they also have antioxidants in them built into them to fight diseases. So do
Right.
apples. Apples are really good because they have the skin actually has especially with the skin, it has content in it that also fights off, it has antioxidants as well, fights off diseases, cancers, things like that. The fiber in the actual apple is something that cleanses out the immune system, cleanses out your intestines, creates fiber in your body, cleanses your body out. So it's a really good thing for your body. So there's a lot of aspects, man, that helps you, man. It also has vitamin D in it as well. It's a lot of stuff, man.
Yo, TNT man, TTMT man. This was a great talk about fitness and
Bro.
everything, man. We'll get into the
Yeah,
fitness aspect maybe another
yeah,
podcast. This food
for
one,
sure,
if this didn't blow
bro.
your mind, you must be one of the most
Exactly.
luckiest people on earth, or you just accepted
Yeah,
it and you're in denial, man. Because
food is
this
killing.
this this information, I know
Yeah,
it's coming from King D Money and TTMT, but
mm,
search it out, see if it's
yeah,
true, and if it's
yeah.
not, in our comments,
Put in the
comment,
comment, like,
watch the
subscribe,
video,
bro.
start
We need
mix
y'all to
it
like
up
and
with us.
subscribe.
That's right.
Yeah,
Mix it up with us. Tell us if we're
mix
wrong,
it
man.
up.
Now, if
Exactly.
you seen progress
I'll put
with some of
something
these
wrong
things,
so they can tell us it's
cool.
wrong.
There you go.
Yeah,
Tell us it's wrong. If it's wrong, it's
exactly.
wrong. If you
Exactly.
find
Correct
you got a
us.
different testimony, that's cool. That's your body. But just
Yeah.
know, you know,
Mm.
that there's a chance you might be wrong. And there's a chance we might be right.
Exactly.
There's a chance we might be wrong, and there's a chance you might be right. But
Correct.
unless we're sharing with one another, we'll never know our perspectives, and we'll never know that you have the key
Exactly.
or that I have the key. That's why we get on here and share every week. You know,
Exactly to
and we're
grow. Mm.
both on our way up. We're leveling up. We're on the next
Leveling up.
level nation
Level Nation
podcast.
Podcast. Come on,
And if
help
you
us,
don't
guys. Get
know,
this up. Oh, now you know.
that's right. Deuces.
Deuces. Peace.